Hello, Meoni here with more Black Desert patch notes for you. Today's patch, previously planned for the 15th, was delayed until today, Friday the 17th. And so, without further ado, let's get stuck into what could be one of the largest patches released for Black Desert. The full notes will be listed in the description for you to read in your leisure. However, this video attempts to summarise and provide something a little more digestible. Whether you're at work or find it easier to be told about notes, this video is for you. Starting off then, we have the Siege and Node War schedule. The first Node War is to take place on Sunday the 19th between 8 PM and 11 PM Central European Standard Time, with the first Siege War to be held on Saturday the 25th, which is a week from now, at the same time at 8 PM till 11 PM Central European Standard Time. Certain events will be taking place after the patch goes live, but we don't currently have any solid information about those. They are titled the Lost Toys event, the Soccer Fan Package event, presumably to do with the football, the Trailer event, amazing, the Warfare for Rookies event, and the Warfare for Soldiers event. These nondescript events were merely bullet pointed at the top of the patch notes, and so as to their entails, who knows. Also mentioned is a large cash shop update, which at this point shouldn't be anything you're unfamiliar with. Class changes are the real meat and potatoes of this patch then, so let's blast through some of them. All classes will be getting a 100% critical buff when Smash Attack, Air Smash or Down Smash is activated. The maximum level for Breath, Strength and Health in training has been increased from 30 points to 50 post-patch. Accuracy for all class skills have now been changed individually. Infinite Mastery series can now be acquired from level 50 to 55 instead of having to be level 55 to 60. The Experienced Hunter skill has been added between the levels of 55 and 60, and the calculation of maximum HP, MP, WP, and SP has been changed from a random method to a more fixed variable when leveling up, with stats being adjusted based on that. This prevents the horrible re-rolling that has occurred on the forums of late, because different people have the same level with exactly the same gear had vastly different stats, so hopefully this goes to completely sort of unify that and make things a little more fair. Individual notes time then, starting with updates to the Warrior class. So Warriors have seen some love with a few fixes, mainly to an issue where WP would decrease after they would be using Hilt Smash, so that's been fixed. The cooldown time for counter 1, 2 and 3 has been changed from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. The cooldown time for Force Slash has been changed from 12 seconds to 9 seconds. The damage for Ground Slash 1, 2 and 3 will no longer decrease against players. The cooldown time for Frenzied Charge has been changed from 30 to 20 seconds, and the damage for Frenzied Charge has been increased against players. Damage for Deep Thrust 1 has been decreased from 80% to 135%. The damage for Deep Thrust Rank 2 has been increased from 103% to 175%, and the damage for Deep Thrust Rank 3 has been increased from 133% to 225%. The cooldown time for Piercing Spear has been changed from 12 seconds to 11 seconds. The damage for Scars of Dusk has been increased against all players. The damage for Ultimate Deep Thrust has been increased from 80% to 150%, so there's quite a lot of buffs towards player versus player combat with the Warrior, and also some straight up buffs to some of the larger damaging dealing abilities, which is pretty cool. So let's move on to Rangers next on the list. The invisible effect will be applied when you use your evasive explosion shot, and its cooldown has been increased. Using this skill whilst on cooldown will not give the invincible effect. The MP consumption for the following skill has been decreased: the Ultimate Charging Wind, Will of the Wind, and Razor Wind, except for the level 1 version of that. The MP recovery of Spirit Healing at all levels has been increased. The durability of armor and accessories will be consumed slower than before during melee attacks. The damage will now be applied properly when Charging Wind is cast after movement whilst charging. The MP recovery amount has been increased when evasion hit succeeds. The MP recovery amount has been increased when Dagger of Protection succeeds, and the MP recovery amount has been increased when moving shot succeeds. Also, the MP recovery amount has been increased when pinpoint succeeds. The skill description has been changed for Flow Kiss of a Wind. Razor Wind itself has seen quite a few changes, with MP recovery that's been removed when it's used during cooldown time. The MP recovery amount has been increased when it is used when it's not cooldown time. The cooldown time will no longer reset when the skill is used repeatedly, and the consumption of MP per hit has been removed. The skill description for the ultimate evasion shot has been added to update those changes. The control command for Will of a Wind has been added, and the skill description has been also changed. Endurance will no longer recovery whilst using ultimate descending current. Charging speed has been increased for Tearing Arrow. The cooldown time has been added for ultimate descending current, and a skill icon has been changed for ultimate descending current. Next up is Sorcerer. And now Rose is going to do sorceresses because she's a sorceress and I refuse to read it. Go.
You're mean.
Go on.
Basically, the damage for Sorceress Shadow Eruption is from rank 1 to 4. Skill has been increased. Probably some good news for us then. The ultimate damage for Shadow Eruption skill has been increased as well. They fixed the issue where 100% critical hit was applied when using Dark Flame during cooldown time. And that's mostly it for Sorceress. Next will be Berserker.
Yay, Berserkers. You did good, I think. Yay. Sorcerers only had 3 lines, but yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm new at this.
They don't really touch Sorceress that much, which is a bit bizarre. But
yeah,
anyway.
the Berserker's just too crazy. I mean, like...
This is not a discussion video.
I can't read all that, that's too much.
Berserkers, after getting Smashdown rank 1 skill, Undertaker rank 1 skill will now be available. Using combos is much easier now after using Wrath of the Beast and Ire of the Beast skills, respectively. The effect of increased movement speed has been fixed when using SP Beastly Wind / Spin attack. Increasing movement speed has been decreased when using SP Beastly Wind / Spin attack. In short, movement speed 35% from 10 seconds has gone down to 20% for 10 seconds. The amount of HP gained has been increased whilst leveling up, and the HP recovery effect has been added to Claw Scar and will give additional HP per hit when the hit succeeds. Stiffness effect will be applied when using Storming Beast on monsters, and the damage of Storming Beast has been increased.
Grr.
The critical chance has been increased when using Predatory Hunt for jumping 2 times. Predatory Hunt will be casted. That's not even English! Predatory Hunt will be cast faster after using Storming Beast. The damage for the 3rd hit of Fierce Strike has been increased, and the attack range for Fierce Strike has been increased. The HP recovery effect has been added to Fierce Strike and will give additional HP per hit when the hit succeeds, and the damage for Beastly Wind / Spin attack has been increased. The damage for Beastly Wind / Crush attack has also been changed. A bit of a nerf to that one, as in the level 1 version of that spell is previously 366%, now down to 287%. However, the level 4 version, or the ultimate version is on 702% before, up to 907. So the bottom end has been sort of rounded down and the top end has been buffed, which is pretty good. Damage for Beastly Wind / has been decreased against players, and the cooldown time for Raging Thunder has been increased from 12 seconds to 14 seconds. The damage for Raging Thunder has been increased. The level 1 stats are previously 137%, now it's up to 206%, with the top level 6 rank being 263% before, up to 342%. So all across the board, huge buff there. The damage for Frenzied Destroyer has also been increased. Likewise, all of the damage levels have been increased. There's not like a nerf to the bottom end this time on that one. And the damage for Dual Smash of Frenzied Destroyer has also been increased across the board. They've also fixed the issue where Fierce Strike activates when you shake off by using left, right directional keys and the right mouse button. They've also fixed an issue where Beastly Wind / activates after using Fierce Strike when using Beastly Wind / after using Undertaker. The front guard effect will be applied during the motion of charging, the key energy, and motion of moving forward when using tackling rock. They've also fixed an issue where Storming Beast activates instead of tackling rock after using Raging Thunder. Tamers then, you can do your growl now.
Grr.
Yeah. So with Tamers, when using Legendary Beast Power Command, climbing will no longer work. When equipping a short sword, the left, right, back evasion can be done using the arrow keys left, left, down, down, right, right. They fixed an issue where the WP decreases twice when attacking after equipping a short sword. High Lang, the skill description of Whiplash 2 has been improved, and the damage for flash has been increased across the board. Damage for flash pole thrust has been increased, again, all the way across all ranks. The damage for flash stance shift has been increased, again, across the board. The damage for the first and second hit of High Lang Lightning of Earth has also been increased across all levels. They've corrected the buff description when absorbing the Black Spirit's Rage 100% through DP to AP, and they fixed an issue where monsters weren't being pulled when using Void Lightning rank 3. The cooldown time for Legendary Beast Power has also been decreased. Moving on to Valkyries then, a bit of a short one for this. This is my class. The damage for Divine Power has been increased when it's used on players. That's pretty good. The damage for Sharp Light will no longer decrease when it is used again during cooldown time. That's pretty good. The damage for Ultimate Divine Power has been increased from 312 to 353%. That could have done with a little bit more than that, in my opinion. And the damage for Just Counter has been increased from 247% to 259%. And the damage for the other two ranks has also been buffed as well, with Just Counter 3 been increased from 467% to 521%, which is not too bad as well. But Valkyries weren't exactly overpowered to begin with, so their notes are pretty small. Moving on to Witches and Wizards. When switching from a non-combat stance to a combat stance whilst moving, other actions will cast much faster. The cooldown time will no longer reset when using multiple magic arrows, and the MP recovery amount of the base attack has been increased. The critical hit ratio has been added to Fireball Explosion, with the casting motion for mana absorption to be removed. The cooldown time for Magic Lighthouse and duration for Magical Object has been changed. Magical objects will apply defense power reduction buffs continuously when using Magical Lighthouse. The duration for each level of summoners has been increased when summoning Spellbound Heart, and a movement speed increase has been added when using Spellbound Heart. The casting speed of each level of Meteor Shower has been increased. Super Armor has been added to Meteor Shower during the front guard and attack, and the front guard has been added to Blizzard. The skill icon for Ultimate Blizzard has also been changed. Super Armor has also been added when casting Earthquake. The casting speed of each level of Earthquake has been increased, with the animation speed of Earthquake much faster. The aggro generation and decreasing defense power skill of Magical Lighthouse will activate right after summoning is successful. Moving on to Musa. So Musas and Maehwas actually have very similar, if not exactly the same patch notes, have just been spaced out very differently. So without further ado, let's look at them both together. The backstep slash can now be used with a quick slot. The damage for the first and second hit of Divider has been increased in player versus player combat, and the damage for Carver has been increased across the board. The cooldown time for Luna has been decreased from 10 seconds till 8 seconds, and the damage of Wind of Cyclone slash has been increased across the board again. The cooldown time for Blooming has been decreased from 25 seconds to 22 seconds. The damage for the first and second hit of Dividers has been increased. The cooldown time for Gale has been decreased. The movement speed has been increased when using Chase with Blade and Tiger Blade stance. They fixed an issue where Blooming Phantom didn't activate sometimes when using Blooming. And that's pretty much the Musa and Maehwa patch notes. Now we move on to a much more annoying segment of the patch notes, the item changes. Item changes. The spawn time for mushrooms has been adjusted. The appearance for Balanos fishing rods and Etheria fishing rods has been changed. The horse saddle and Champron HP bonus has been adjusted, and the Champron's HP bonus has been increased from 300 to 500. The following grade items can no longer register in the marketplace. Normal weapons, which are white grade, and normal armor, which is white grade as well. That makes a lot of sense. Less clutter on the marketplace. The price for purchasing, selling, and registering in the shop has been adjusted. Following items are only available from shop NPCs. The Red Blaff armor, the main weapon for militia, including hard staff sub-weapons, etc., the Steed main weapon, and the Dobar armors. These all can only be now obtained from NPC shops rather than anywhere else, which is pretty cool. Crafting methods for the following items has been added: the sapphire earring, the resplendent sapphire earrings, the water sapphire earrings, the vivid water sapphire earrings, and the storm sapphire earrings. The elixir of shock item has been added to the game with the effect of critical ratio +2, and only an alchemy level expert level 1 and above can craft it. The item grade of the following items has been changed from blue to yellow. That includes all of the boss armor, Gaia's helmet, Red Nose's armor, Beg's gloves, Muskan's shoes, and the Habitate Tree Spirit armor. Characters level 52 and above can now use the secret letter from the Dark Chaser, which I have no idea what that is, it doesn't say. And the following new elixirs and knowledge have been added: the Elixir of Time, the Flowing Elixir of Time, the Party-Wide Elixir of Time, and the Party-Wide Elixir Flowing Elixir of Time, the Elixir of Training, and vice versa all the way through the Party-Wide ones as well. And they've also added the Elixir of Experience Training, which is a Party-Wide elixir that affects the life experience increase of your party members and the horse experience increase of your party members. The price of high-quality wine has changed, and the description on how to make recovery items via alchemy has been added to the game. When enhancing sub-weapons, the accuracy and defense items, from +18 to +15, attack will increase +1 every time. When restoring item durability with fragments of memory based on using 1 per time, the durability will now be restored based on its grade. For white items, it's +10, for green +5, blue +2, and yellow +1. The following items have been added to the game: the Ancient Magic Crystal Adis, which gives a critical hit chance and casting speed +1. And also they've added the Magic Crystal Meditation, which gives casting speed +2 and a critical hit chance -1 actually when you use that. So you sacrifice critical hit chance for casting speed on that gem. The following crafting has been added: the Ancient Magic Crystal Blackstone can be gained from grinding Ancient Magic Crystals now, which is pretty good if you're short on Blackstones and have a lot of these magic crystals. Especially if you've been fishing, which is pretty damn cool. Items with a registered price higher than the current market price by 150% won't be displayed in the marketplace. The amount of experience gained for alchemy has been changed when making elixirs, and the gathering of experience can be gained when gathering insectivore plants. New types of plant in the game. The following item has been added: the soccer ball, for presumably the soccer event. Interesting. I wonder if we'll get to kick that around. And junk items will be sold via the NPC Augusta. They fixed an issue where breeding was possible for some horses, even though they weren't supposed to be bred, which is interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. There's a load of new cash shop items. Like I say, we're not going to look at those here. That'll be a different video if we do one. And now we move on to mechanical changes. So, mechanical changes, a little bit disappointing for making videos. The slow motion camera mode is now only available in safe zones. So that's good. That's another limitation for making any good videos, machinima-wise. That's fantastic. So all those, people who won the various contests that use slow motion, yeah, that's completely void now. Good job, Down. Good job. Anyway, slightly salty, but moving on. The PvP dueling has been added. Players may now 1 versus 1, 1 versus party, or party versus party. To start the duel, you open the interaction menu on another player and simply click duel. To cancel the duel, you click the duel button on the top left corner of your screen. There are no penalties for death in a duel. This is what people wanted, and they've given them it. The auction reservation system has now been added, and players will now be able to place a purchase order via the auction house. So if there's a nice shiny Berserker weapon that you want to buy, if it ever gets listed, you'll actually get that weapon when you are next on the list to get it. It takes the money from you, and you will be able to basically log in at another time and probably have that weapon. That's perfect. That stops people from botting the auction house. Woohoo! Means less sniping. Thank God for that. We might actually get some gear. All registered items on the auction house can no longer be cancelled until they have been listed for 5 minutes total, and players can receive enclosed items from a mail only in safe zones. They've added a receive all mail button in the mailbox, thank God for that. Nice quality of life change there, good job. Item messages will be displayed when receiving silver from a mail. A cheer animation will be added when gaining a certain item, strange, probably promotional items, and workers will gain experience now after working in the garden. As if you didn't know already from the previous patch before this one, you can now assign workers to your gardens, which is pretty cool. Release horse and breed buttons will not be displayed from the stable NPC Gula in the Stonetail Hills, and horses that are registered in the stable in Stonetail Hills will be registered now in Velia. The movement speed and auto movement speed have been increased for donkeys, and the prices for stable and ferry crossing keepers has been changed. The max level for a donkey has been increased from level 10 to level 15, and they've added a feature now that allows players to add cooking and alchemy materials at once altogether. Item registration waiting time has been reduced, with the guild skill flag of determination cooldown been reduced to 30 minutes. The affiliation for following farms has been changed in material usage for workers, and storage expansion item changes according to the affiliation. Gian Farm to Calfian to Keplan, and the Longleaf Tree Sentry Post Calfian to Trent. Guild members will be summoned to the place where the guild leader used the skill of command to gather, and the time to upgrade house levels has been changed as following. The first phase is 1 minute, the second phase is 2 minutes, the 3 minutes is for the third phase, 4 minutes for the fourth phase, and 5 minutes for the fifth phase. Nice and simple. The guild skill, Call of the Lords, effect on maximum HP has been changed to plus 100 for 10 minutes. The Quartermaster has been added to the guild member ranks, which is pretty nice, and the time has been reduced to half when crafting items in a main residential area. Node name has been shortened so that the original node can be seen in crafting notes. Practice Lynch Cannons assembly set, which can be purchased from the guild shop, has been added. Only practice cannonballs can be used for practice Lynch Cannon, and a practice Lynch Cannon cannot be used during the actual siege war. And practice Lynch Cannon that were installed before the war will be destroyed when a siege war starts. It will automatically be destroyed after 30 minutes of installation regardless. It cannot be withdrawn once it is installed. When a player logs off on a horse, they will now log in dismounted to prevent further bugs and falling through the floor. Energy fishing has been improved. 10 energy maximum can be used for each cast to have a chance to catch an extra fish, which is pretty cool. So that's a useful energy now when fishing, as opposed to just increased chance of shortening the duration of fishing. And they fixed an issue where the red field starts automatically when 2 players join, which is obviously pretty bad. Name tags will be displayed even if players equip a ghillie suit in Node, Siege, and Red Battlefield modes. They asked for this, and there it is. So there's no pay to win in the actual siege battle modes, which is actually quite nice to read here. Whether or not that will actually change things, who knows. Energy won't be consumed while processing anymore. Woohoo! So now we can process all those logs and not use alts to actually do that. You can just level it up yourself. Fantastic. Displayable price settings. In case there is a huge gap between registered item prices and current market price, 15% at the moment for registration of the item will be due. Gender filter has been added to the horse market finally, so you can find a female rather than searching through pages of males. Woohoo! Finally. Lots of quality of life changes there that I actually really like, and some of them that I quite dislike. So, moving on to monster changes, the number of monsters around Salson Harbour has been increased. The boss numbers effect will be displayed even if the option for the effect is turned off. And the icons for the following new items have been added: the Black Porgy, the Tiger Puffer, the Latelocurbrax maculatus, the Giant Octopus, the Blue Grouper. Monsters' combat experience and skill experience has been increased for all areas, with the monster's HP being decreased, and damage for monsters has been decreased in all areas. So, quest changes. When receiving Black Spirit Special Quest 2, players can now select one of 3 quests. Some of the quest order has been changed between level 40 and 50 to make more sense. Requirement of gaining energy for knowledge category, Altanova people, has been changed from 13 to 11. Lots of new quests have been added to the game, as you might expect, including some supply ones and things to do with siege wars, to do with, supplying and demand and building things, which is to be expected, really, from a patch like this. And they've also fixed an issue where knowledge quests were not being completed when completing a quest with character B after accepting the knowledge quest with character A. So now we move on to one of the final areas of the actual patch here, the interface changes. Okay, so interface changes. The sound effect for party member attacks will be automatically adjusted based on the distance to the party member, and the following system messages can be toggled via settings. That includes personal items, party items, item marketplace, workers, and messages from farming. Off and on animations have been added to the world map, and the added sound of horses' hooves according to the quality of the materials. Grass, rocks, trees, snow, deep water, puddles, and soils have been added. That's really nice, actually. The cutscene camera for Alejandro Farm Torres has been modified. A description for node investment and contribution has been added to the world map node menu. The number of titles that you have gained will be displayed in the My Information title section, and the number of knowledge that you have gained will also be displayed in the Knowledge H windows when you press H. The UI mode mouse lock feature and rejecting duel request feature has been added, so you can automatically reject duels if people are spamming you, which is quite good, as is in many other MMORPGs. Contribution points will be displayed right after uninvesting from a node with a pop-up, which is quite nice again. Message sent time will be displayed at the end of an item registration waiting message in system messages, and the message sent time will be displayed at the end of whispering. The chat setting system general filter has been added, with the ability to filter everything on there. The conversation button size will be adjusted for the script when talking to NPCs or the Black Spirit, finally, so the text doesn't fall off the screen. That's going to please a lot of people. Storage. Players can withdraw their money by opening storage via a maid, the new maid feature that we'll be talking about in another video. The alert for nearby monsters added a feature that allows this to be turned on and off. The new Friends one-to-one conversation alert effect has been changed to blue for colorblind mode, which is quite nice. The different colors can be applied to... Different colours can be applied for same categories in chat now, and the delimiter has been added for each category in chat. They fixed an issue where the messages show that one item is shown away even if two items are dragged to thrown away. That doesn't make sense. The clock item will be displayed correctly for limited items equipment tooltip, so you'll actually know how long something has got before it runs out instead of just flashing red, which is wonderful. The sound for Black Spirit quest alerts have been added, and the possessed silver will no longer be displayed in the NPC goods, cooking, weapon, repair, stable, and so on shops where there is no storage. The world map UI has been adjusted, with the following information remaining the same even if the information at the top right corner of the world map has been changed. Changed information will remain the same even if not seeing the world map, but will be cancelled in village mode, which can be seen by clicking on a node. And that brings us to a close for those changes there. And finally, it just brings to my attention some small resolved issues on these patch notes that we'll blast through now. So they fixed an issue where fishing spots were not in sync with each other, and other crowd control skills will not be applied after using grabbing or bound skills. They fixed an issue where the Sylvia longbow quiver and Archer longbow quiver did not display during the combat stance, and they've also fixed an issue where amenity furniture could not be purchased from Dino Hara. They fixed an issue where key bindings didn't work because of monsters attacking you when setting up the hotkey, and they fixed an issue where players being in the air after relogging in or being stuck on the ground when accessing from storage in Hytale. That's pretty funny. They've improved the location of weight of the wagon minigame so that it can be seen clearly now, and they fixed an issue where the movement speed on Lightened Steel Horseshoe of Storm displays the same as accessories. They've also fixed an issue where messages were sent to the wrong player when whispering via the right mouse button in chatting panel. They've also fixed an issue where Humpback Whale is floating in midair. That has to be seen to be believed. I want a video response of that. That's fantastic. I want them to keep that in. Flying whales. Oh, yes. Now that's Black Desert
You just need to
Online.
add wings to them now.
That's pretty much it. They've also fixed an issue where processing was possible in the red battlefield. That's pretty funny. They fixed it. Just fighting someone and he suddenly starts cooking.
Really?
Brilliant. They fixed an issue with players crafting herbal juice with condensed herbs at skillful alchemy level. And finally, they have fixed an issue where abnormal topography displays were shown when moving to the corner of a world map on the world map. So hopefully this has been of some use. This has taken God knows how long to actually record and edit. But thank you very much for watching. There'll be more videos in the future from me and Rose. Goodbye.
Bye.